A chicken crossed the road into a Burger King, and this Burger King was so full. There were hundreds of people in this tiny little Burger King. They're all squished together, and the chicken walked into the Burger King. And then a man followed the chicken, an Al Qaeda member. And that Al Qaeda member rushed into the building. Allah Akbar! Boom! The building blew up. Walls are going all over the place, disintegrated all into the ground. But luckily, no one was hurt. Trump 2024. Now, you guys laughed at that story, and you guys are still watching, so the story clearly worked. I'm going to demonstrate to you how to make stories interesting, any story, even a bad story, like that one. Although, I kind of find the topic humorous, but it's not really much to work with, right? So I'm going to teach you how to make any story work, and I'm going to teach you how to gather stories, because a lot of you probably have issues thinking about, oh, well, stories, how can I think of stories? I'm going to teach you how to do that, okay? I'm going to teach you everything. I'm a genius. Now, stories are very important. Humans communicate in stories. You will read bedtime stories unless you're an orphan, but even then, maybe you did. In any case, stories. Stories are always more persuasive than going like, well, guys, according to the study, my product will make your balls 10% bigger. No one cares. If you say, yeah, my balls were small and my girl didn't love me, and then, my balls grew 10%, and then she was like, oh my god, give me all your babies, please. That would be far more persuasive, right? Now, the way to make any story more engaging is to simply get into the story, okay? Let's go back to the chicken and Al Qaeda member story, okay? If I was just like, yeah, there was a chicken that crossed the road, and an Al Qaeda member followed, and then it blew up. That's kind of boring. But if I get into the story, I'm like, there was a chicken that went into the Burger King, then an Al Qaeda member, and mocking people is very good. So instead of saying he said Allah Akbar and then building blew up, I say he went Allah Akbar, boom. Far more engaging. Get into your story. If you're talking about a kid with cerebral palsy, laughing also helps too. But if you see a kid with cerebral palsy, mock it, okay? I don't care what it is. Just emulate it. Someone has an accent, and don't say, and he told me that the girl was hot. Say, he was like, the girl is very hot, man. If that's what he sounds like. And even if your accent sucks, even the accent you mock, if it sucked, doesn't matter. You understand? Effort. Get into the story. Describe things. And don't do the thing like, oh yeah, so there's a chicken that crossed are you listening? Are you listening? Don't do that BS, okay? Tell the joke. Tell the story, because stories can be jokes also. Tell the story like everyone's listening, like you're the greatest storyteller of all time, and you will become the greatest storyteller of all time. Be in order to become. I've been talking about that. You better follow it. If you don't, I'm gonna smack your mom. Hopefully she's hot. Now, I'm talking to you about how to gather stories, okay? And the way you gather stories is actually very easy. You just go through your life. Whenever something interesting happens, write it down. Notepad, whether it be physical or non-physical, write it down. You got rejected, write it down. You had an Uber driver that was talking about Haitian women, how you should try one, write it down. You saw some dude gyrating his balls around in a mall or something like that, defecating in a garbage can at a mall, write it down. Write them all down, and that'll help store them in your head. And always remember, and then that's how you get news stories. That's pretty simple, to be honest. But also, to get future stories, to get stories from the past, just understand, one, your story doesn't have to be that good, because you can make it all better by putting it up. And also, just use your memory, bro. I know, you're probably like, well, obviously I have to use your memory, but I have to remind you, because a lot of you are like, I have no stories to tell. You have plenty of stories to tell. I can think of a bunch of stories from my past. There's a time I jerked off to some girl in a Discord VC. There's a time I got caught by my mom jerking off. There's a time I got caught smoking weed. A lot of things have happened, right? And that's just scratching the surface. Just go over it. Oh, this happened to me. This happened to me. This happened to me. This happened to me. And eventually, you're going to find something. You're going to find a few stories that are going to be good, that you can have to tell at any moment. And you get into the story, and everyone's like, whoa, this guy's so charismatic. He tells great stories. Oh my god. Marry me. That is how you become a great storyteller. Believe you're a great storyteller. Now, if you want to join this movement building by Christian men need to get better at telling stories. Jesus, actually, if you want to learn about storytelling, read the Bible. Jesus, his parables, amazing. Great case study. If you want to join the movement building by Christian men, click the link in the description to join the Discord. Follow me on Instagram, like all my posts, subscribe for more amazing videos. Those are my call to actions. See you next video.